It was a rainy afternoon in a quiet town in Pennsylvania. People hurried into shops and restaurants to escape the downpour. Inside a small KFC, the warm smell of fried chicken filled the air. Families chatted over meals. Delivery drivers waited near the counter. A few teenagers scrolled through their phones. No one expected a tall man in a dark overcoat, flanked by two Secret Service agents, to walk through the door. Donald Trump, traveling nearby after a rally, had made an unplanned stop. His convoy needed food, and the glowing KFC sign had caught his attention. Trump removed his cap and scanned the room. A few customers whispered. Others quietly lifted their phones. But Trump didn't seem interested in attention. He stepped toward the counter, ready to order. Then he saw her. In the far corner sat a little girl alone at a table. Her small hands wrapped tightly around a paper cup of water. Dark hair clung to her cheeks, damp from rain and tears. Her shoulders were hunched, her eyes fixed on the tabletop. Soft sniffles slipped through the noise of the restaurant. Trump stopped. Something about the way she sat, so small, so withdrawn, made his chest tighten. He turned to an agent. "Hold my order." Every head slowly turned as he walked toward the girl's table. She didn't notice him at first, but when a shadow crossed her tray, she looked up, startled. Her eyes were red and glassy. Trump bent slightly, his voice gentle. "Why are you crying, sweetheart?" The restaurant went quiet. The girl blinked, unsure if she was really seeing the president standing in front of her. She gripped her cup like a shield. "I'm fine," she whispered. Trump pulled out the empty chair and sat. "You don't look fine," he said softly. "You look like you've had a really hard day." The girl swallowed. "I'm waiting for my mom. She's working. I don't have any money." Trump frowned. "How long have you been here?" "A while," she admitted. "They gave me water. But I'm hungry." It wasn't about politics. It wasn't about cameras. It was a hungry child. "What's your name?" Trump asked. "Lily." "Well, Lily," he said with a small smile, "let's fix that." He waved to the cashier. "Can we get a full meal for this young lady and dessert too?" Gasps rippled through the restaurant. Lily's eyes widened. "You don't have to." "I know," Trump said, "but I want to." Minutes later, a tray arrived piled with fried chicken, fries, biscuits, and a small cup of ice cream. Lily stared like it might vanish. Then she smiled. As she ate, Trump stayed. "Where's your mom working today?" he asked. "She cleans houses," Lily said between bites. "Sometimes at night, too." "And your dad?" Her eyes dropped. "He left when I was 4. Trump nodded slowly. "Your mom sounds like a strong woman." "She is," Lily said proudly. "She never stops." "I'd like to meet her," Trump said. Lily's eyes widened. "Really? Really?" About 40 minutes later, the door opened. A tired woman stepped inside. Her clothes were worn. Her hands were rough. She scanned the room, then froze when she saw Lily sitting with Donald Trump. Trump stood and offered his hand. "Mrs. Carter? I'm Donald Trump." "Ah, yes. I'm Sarah. Your daughter and I had lunch together," he said. Sarah looked at Lily, who beamed. Trump continued. "She told me how hard you work. I think you deserve a little help. Not a handout, just a chance." He explained about a friend who owned a cleaning company. They needed supervisors. Better pay. Stable hours. Sarah's hand shook. "Why would you do this?" Trump looked at Lily. "Because I saw a little girl trying to be brave while she was hungry." Tears spilled down Sarah's face. "I believe in helping people who work hard," Trump added. "And you're one of them." The restaurant remained silent, not the silence of shock, the silence of witnessing something human. When Trump stood to leave, quiet applause filled the room. Outside, rain still fell, but something inside had changed. Trump offered Sarah and Lily a ride home. Inside the warm SUV, Lily stared out the window, clutching her ice cream. "This feels like a movie," she whispered. Trump smiled. "Sometimes real life surprises us." They stopped outside a small apartment building. "It's not much," Sarah said. "Home is about who's inside," Trump replied. 2 weeks later, Sarah started her new job as a supervisor. Better pay, better hours, more dinners together. More smiles. A month later, Trump received a letter. Dear Mr. Trump, thank you for buying me lunch. But thank you more for making my mom smile again. Love, Lily. He kept it in his pocket. Months later, Trump returned to the same town. No cameras, he told his team. Inside the KFC, Lily jumped from her chair. You came back. Of course, Trump said. I had to check on my favorite ice cream buddy. Before leaving, Trump placed a small velvet box on the table. Go ahead. Open it. Inside was a simple silver necklace with a tiny star. What's it for? Lily asked. So you remember, Trump said, that even on dark days you're still a light. Lily hugged him tightly. And in a small KFC on a rainy day, a little kindness became a lifelong memory. Inside was a delicate silver necklace. The pendant was a small, simple heart. Nothing flashy, nothing expensive looking, but beautiful in its quiet elegance. Trump held the box between them. This, he said softly, is for you, so you always remember that someone believed in you. No matter where you go or what you face, I want you to look at this and remember you matter. Lily reached out, her fingers brushing the cool metal. Her eyes widened and softened. I'll never take it off, she whispered. Beside her, Sarah swallowed hard. Mr. Trump, you've already given us more than we could ever repay. Trump shook his head gently. Kindness doesn't need repayment. It just needs to be passed on. One day you'll meet someone who needs help, and you'll remember this moment. He stood, shook Sarah's hand, then gave Lily a small wink. Deal. Lily grinned. Deal. It was a crisp autumn afternoon months later when Sarah finally found the courage to say what had been sitting in her heart. She and Lily had invited Trump to lunch again at the same KFC. Halfway through the meal, Sarah set down her drink. Mr. Trump, can I tell you something personal? Of course, he said, leaning forward. It wasn't just a job, she said quietly. It was that you saw us. People walk past struggling families every day without looking twice. You didn't. You sat with my daughter when she was at her lowest and treated her like she mattered. Trump's expression softened. Sometimes noticing is the first act of kindness, he said. Once you see, you can't pretend you didn't. Sarah nodded, tears forming. I wish more people understood that. Then show them, Trump said gently, by how you live. Sarah smiled. I will. Across the table, Lily listened quietly, her fingers playing with the heart-shaped pendant. She was learning more than anyone realized. A few weeks later, Trump attended a small community gathering in a neighboring town. During a question-and-answer session, someone asked about the most memorable moment of his year. He didn't mention politics. He talked about a rainy afternoon in a small-town KFC. He spoke about a little girl sitting alone, about a hard-working mother, about the importance of noticing quiet struggles. You don't need a title to make a difference, he told the crowd. You just need to care enough to notice and then act. The room fell silent. Afterward, people approached him, saying they felt inspired to look for ways to help their own neighbors. Sometimes a lesson isn't in grand gestures. Sometimes it's in simply seeing. By spring, Lily had developed a new habit. Every morning, she packed an extra snack in her backpack. One afternoon, her teacher noticed Lily slipping the snack to a classmate who often came to school without lunch. Lily, the teacher asked gently, why do you always bring extra food? Lily shrugged. Because once I was really hungry and someone helped me. Now I want to help too. Her teacher's eyes filled with tears. That's very kind of you. Lily smiled. I don't have to be big to make a difference. Nearly a year later, a short, grainy video began circulating online. Someone inside the KFC had quietly recorded the moment Trump sat with Lily and bought her lunch. No music, no edits, just rain tapping against windows and a calm voice asking, why are you crying? The clip went viral. People called it human, real, unexpected. Reporters contacted Sarah, but she declined most interviews. It's not about fame, she said. It's about remembering that small acts can change lives. Soon, others began sharing their own stories of quiet kindness. For Sarah and Lily, life continued simply. Sarah's job provided stability. They weren't rich, but they were safe, and that was everything. One day at work, Sarah overheard a co-worker, Maria, saying she might quit because she couldn't afford childcare. Sarah didn't hesitate. "I know someone who can help," she said, "and I'll cover the first month until you're on your feet." Maria stared at her. "Why would you do that?" Sarah smiled softly. "Because someone once gave me a chance when I needed it." Kindness began spreading through the company. Rides shared, lunches split, hands extended. Sarah realized something powerful. Kindness multiplies. Exactly 1 year after they first met, Trump arranged to meet Sarah and Lily again at the same KFC. Same corner table. Same smiles. Lily was taller now, hair neatly pulled back, heart necklace still shining. When Trump walked in, Lily ran to him and hugged him. "I've been waiting all day." They ordered chicken, fries, and ice cream. Sarah laughed. "I thought you'd just buy her lunch and leave. I never imagined you'd change our lives." Trump shook his head. "You changed your own life. I just noticed you." Before leaving, Trump looked at Lily. "You don't have to be rich or famous to help people. You just have to care enough to notice." Lily nodded. "And then do something about it." Trump smiled. "Exactly." Years passed. Lily grew into a confident young woman with a clear purpose. At 23, she founded a nonprofit called the Heart Table, providing free meals to children in need. At its first major fundraiser, Lily stood on stage wearing the same silver heart necklace. She told the crowd about the day she cried in a KFC, about the man who noticed, about how one moment of kindness changed everything. She ended with the words she had carried since childhood. "It's not about politics. It's about people."